I think I probably started using social media alone in my head in 2004 or 5. They didn't call it social media then. I think they called it being a loner. I had just moved to San Francisco and fresh out of college, and I had moved to San Francisco ostensibly to, I told myself, write poetry that other people could understand. And part of this becoming this poet I wanted to become was searching out new places to publish my poetry. And that meant little magazines, print magazines, as well as on the internet. Some of the first places I got poems published were small internet magazines such as Coconut or Hangman or Shampoo, which are still alive. You can still see some of the first poems I published on those websites. So also along with this impulse to sort of be a serious poet, I realized that I would have to write poetry and create poems. So I had the goal of accruing a large amount of material very quickly. And one of the ways I went about doing this was I had learned from a professor in college, his name was Barry Sanders, about the idea of composing in your mind, on a written page in your mind. And he would compose pages as he walked. He was really good at it. And he could do 3 to 5 pages of writing in his mind. I was not as skilled. I could compose about 2 to 3 sentences in my mind at one time. And so when I was living in San Francisco in a small apartment in the Mission District, this is how I began to write my poems. And I can sort of visualize the space in my mind right now as I sit before you. It's somewhat like a comment field on a blog, and it fits about 1 to 3 sentences. And I would wake up each morning and sort of fill this comment field in my mind with what I call neurotic language that I would use to sort of fend off the difficulties of my day. So much later, I went through a traumatic breakup with the woman who's now my wife. Sort of part of this trauma was that I had also simultaneously lost my job. So I was loveless and unemployed. And I would spend days at a coffee shop called Maxfield's House of Caffeine. And I would write poems in this manner, using this slot for language in my brain. And I composed my first book this way, out of sort of the ephemera that passed through my brain. I use Twitter and Facebook these days sort of in a similar manner. I find it's a really great place to deposit these ideas in a sort of quick fashion to catalog them and share them with others.